Okay, so we're just gonna go straight into this video. A little backstory with this character. I did mention in a previous video that I was going to utilize the maxilla area from a previous drawing, the Wadabi woman, into this one. So I definitely want to see her character with braids instead of her hair laid flat because I already have several women characters with their hair laid like that. So I just want to create a bit more diversity in the designs. So for the top drawing, I wish I could go back, but the characteristic that I really love about her is her eyebrows. And it wasn't like that at first. In fact, I actually hated the way I portrayed her bushy eyebrows. And I noticed a trend with my art where like there are certain characteristics that I would I would choose a certain way to portray certain characteristics, right? And I wouldn't like it and I feel like I messed the art up. But then I would take a step back, for about like ranging from hours or like days, and I would look at that same feature and completely fall in love with it. So it occurred to me, it's like, do you not like it or is it just different? So I tend to keep that in mind. But going back to this character, yeah, I wanted to make a character that was more along the lines of good hearted, but just has a really, really bad case of RBF. It's funny because I actually have that. Like I'm a pretty like I don't want to like brag or whatever. Be like, oh, I'm a swell guy, but I would like to think so. Like I'm pretty nice, but I just have like this default mean face. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm just mean mugging. It's like, bruh, the sun is in my face. I don't. It's no animosity. Okay, it's all love. But I have a couple of homegirls like that too. Like it's like, girl, like you look mean as hell, but you sit and you talk to them, and they're like the most genuine, um, radiant soul ever. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to encapsulate that in this character design. Fun fact: I struggled not giving this character a smile. I'm like, nope, commit, do something different. Give this character a hard exterior layer. Make it a priority for her character to also exude the presence of possible softness. She's not just mean. Maybe she's very sweet for the right person, like a certain cousin or a friend from school or a pet that no one knows she has. An unconventional pet too, like an alligator. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just yapping. But my point being that as an artist, we have the power to not only create whatever design we want, but also give these characters lore and story and just so much depth. Man, I really just be getting off topic. I need to stop that and lock in. My bad, y'all. It's just, I feel like I could talk about art forever. It's so many topics I would like to share and discuss with you all. But when the time comes, we'll get there eventually. I'm already knowing. Now we're starting on the braids, which I most definitely have fun doing. But one thing I tend to think about, yet simultaneously try to ignore, is the fact that, yo, like when you're doing these comics, you're gonna have to draw every single braid. So like, it's a nightmare to think about. I mean, it's gonna be fun, but like, dude, it's going to be such a hassle. But just finding a way to navigate, one method is just drawing as least a number of braids as possible. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a good way to remedy that problem. So rather drawing a character with a head full of braids, I would just portray like three. Capturing three would definitely reduce the workload. And also it gets the point across like, oh, they have braids, without having to draw every single individual. Just interesting design choices too. I feel like a lot of artists do things out of practicality, which makes sense. Style wise, yeah, but also it's just easy. I feel that art is at its best, for me at least, when it's natural, it's automatic, it's easy. Sometimes I choose to do things that doesn't follow the rules, but it makes sense to me. All artists have contrasting styles, right? So what we decide to convey and what how we decide to convey certain characteristics and features all says a lot about how we perceive the world. With that said, only you can provide your style. So just feed that creativity by exploring outside of your typical interests. Study different religions, study different music, study different film and cinematography. Study, just go outside the box in terms of what you like. But yeah, that'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I got 100 billion more to come, and I'll see you next time.